can hold up to 2,000 plus.
So the resource center also has classrooms
Yes, it has 6 classrooms within.
within?
Yes.
So 6 classrooms for...
There is no more classrooms, there are 6.
Uh-huh.
We have an ICT center there, there's a library, an open terrace, a hall.
And open?
An open terrace on top.
Yes.
Yes,
Where you can...
you can do outdoor activities.
yeah.
You can even have meetings.
You know, when I come to schools like this, I find all this and I feel... Is this a new block?
Yes, it's a new block, it's still ongoing. CDF did this top floor, 2 classrooms, and yes.
So it's in there. So when we're doing the planning, right, still exactly where I...
Yeah.
So you in the letter that you've done for me, had you already done the drawings?
Yes, the picture is there, but the architectural design was not attached. But now it is done. Late last year, the public works team came and they did now the structural designs again. in terms
So
of completion.
now my friend here, Grace, has a prosthetic leg, so she can't climb up.
Oh, sorry.
Do you have an elevator?
There is a provision for one to be fixed when we finish the building, but for now we're just doing the stairs.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll send you a gentleman who does elevators to come and tell us what is the best kind of way to do the elevator. And I'll also, because you have the architectural drawings, while I'm away, I'll be away for about 4 or 5 days. I'll send you the guy who's doing my project in Runda to come and have a look, so that we have the BQ estimate and we also have a contractor estimate, so we can see if we're on the right track. All right, we're on the right track. And the artist's impression, I'll get an architect who can draw it all out, so that you have a complete picture of what this whole resource center will look like. So if you want us to tour right now, how would you like us to go? Where would you like us to go?
Much of it is just in the inside, because outside it's just much of the compound is here. Outside is just the slabs, and there isn't much space around.
So I've been to Buruburu Girls before, and I found this stalled project where the parents had really tried hard to raise money and to build a resource center, additional classrooms and facilities. And you know, it's a shame that it's not complete. We need probably about 60 million to complete it, and it's one of the areas that I'm looking for funding so that we can actually complete this resource center and bring it to use. So yeah, so we're just going to tour and have an indication of what is required here, right? But remember, we all pull together. Your 100 shillings, 1,000 shillings, 10,000, 100,000. We can make this happen, and it's for our children, right? So, Principal,
Yes.
introduce yourself and just tell us a bit about the vision that was here. I know you've only been here for
3 years?
3 years. This started under your tenure?
No.
It was started before. It started in 2017. 2017, right? But now I like the fact that you really want it to happen. And the last time I was here for an event, you brought me here and we saw it. And it's always been at the back of my mind. I know the focus right now is on classrooms, but this will give us 6 classrooms.
Yes.
Right? So we can take additional students. And tell us a bit more about your performance, so parents can understand that when we invest in this school, we're investing in the future of our children. Yeah. So introduce yourself, so Kenyans, your life, so Kenyans don't really know you. It's all
Thank
of
you.
them. Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Passaris. I am Stella Wambua, the Chief Principal, Buruburu Girls. I want to appreciate the assistance that Honorable Passaris is trying to resource and mobilize so that this resource center, the facility, is complete. It houses a mini hall, 6 classrooms, an ICT center, a library, and an open terrace at the top. It has also a small bakery facility at the back. It has an underground water tank, which is still in good condition for use. It has also a facility that can have a lift or an escalator. That should be done. Public Works estimated the remaining works at 60 million, which we are not able to raise for now, but we need the resource seriously complete so that we move on and use the facility. Looking at the CBE curriculum that is coming up from the next year, we truly need to have a studio within the library and ICT center because of the art and the sports pathway. We also need the 6 classrooms to assist us because of the several pathways, so that we have many split classrooms. So any help that comes into completing this building will really be welcome. We appreciate the support of everyone, and we guarantee that we are going to do well. In terms of the trajectory we've had in performance last year and the other year, it has come up very well. We went up last year to a mean score of 8.6, having come up from 8.4, and in 2023 we had come from a 7.4. And we are believing that even this year we are going to hit a positive trajectory to a mean score of 9. That is what we hope to achieve, and we are almost positive we'll get it. Otherwise, thank you so much for any support that's given to us. Thank you.
So tell us about how many students you had sitting last year, and how many made it to university, and what was the lowest score that the school had, so that people understand that when you have a mean score of 8.6 and you're targeting to have a mean score, and I tell you, the psych in this school is crazy. I was here when they were psyching themselves up for the exams. You know, there's certain things that we have to borrow from one school to the next, you know, and here the psych students are so involved with winning, with excelling, right? So tell us about the number of students who set the exams and what they got.
Yes, last year we had 341 candidates. Out of the 341, only 14 missed to make it straight to the university. 14 girls, out of the 14, 10 had a mean score of C, and only 4 got a C minus. So it's still good mark for a tertiary institution. Otherwise, that's a good performance.
Yes, I mean, you leave no one behind here.
But we are targeting to have 100% transition to the university with this year, and we think we are capable of that transition.
Tell me, I mean, right now you've got the Form 4 sitting exams. I've seen a lot of schools are still sending students home, and I saw the CS say that he's releasing capitation. I just want to know, I can't imagine that you would be sending any Form 4 student home when you want your school to get a mean score of 9 as a target. How does it work?
It's a tough balance. It's a tough balance because you want to retain the students in school, but again you still need the finances to maintain them, because even if the CS funds the schools, the board heads that he funds does not include food and their general maintenance in schools. So the parent has to come in. So at one point or another, you'll have to send the child home to remind the parent, especially when the parent appears a bit sluggish in paying. But usually that's the last resort.
But I saw some schools have social services that actually go and see whether this family is actually able or not able to pay. Because you know, you can't get water out of a rock, you know. So for me, do you have that intervention where you can actually go and check whether that student can help? And how has CDF and GAF bursaries helped? Okay. Because you see, like right now, I'd like to know if you have some Form 4 students that you've done your work and they cannot pay and they have arrears, so that we can figure out how we can clear those arrears, because we don't want a Form 4 student sent home. Your mean score will go down because they're missing school.
Yes, we have such cases. But one, at the PA level, we have the parents caucus within every class. They usually try to follow up every other student's welfare, especially when the class teacher raises an issue of there is a challenge. So parents will try to come in. There are some out of their networks who will attach the students to a sponsor. But even so, we still have 2, 3, 4, 5 cases with quite some arrears, and we haven't found a solution for them.
So these are students that have arrears from the time they join.
Yes.
And it just keeps collecting.
Yes, so that the parents are only clearing only a small percentage.
So I think I would like to have a list of those students, especially the ones in Form 4.
Yes.
Right? So that we can have a look at, I think, it's good for us to understand. For me, I don't feel that secondary students should ever be sent home, because those are children, they're minors. And then we're putting them in the emotional imbalance of feeling that they're vulnerable, they're not good enough, their parents are not able. So, you're messing up with their psychology already. So I feel that if you have to send anyone home, send university students, but not secondary students. Because secondary students are minors, they're children. So when you send them home, you're sending them home to ask their fathers to pay money, and their fathers probably don't have even money to provide the food. Their landlord is on their case, the school is on their case. So I feel that we need to, I hope that we can reach a point. Right now we're having public participation for all the funds. Until we establish a mechanism, we will always need bursaries, but I feel that secondary education, the capitation should cover everything, so that we never send a child home.
That would be a very ideal situation. But what happens is that if a parent for sure is not in a position to pay at all, the most wise thing, instead of putting the child to those emotional tortures that I'm talking about, is to withdraw that child to a day school where probably they can manage to pay the school fees easily. But occasionally, again, you may find there is no day school that is ideal for that child, considering the kind of entry behavior they have from class 8. So, and then again, the facilities, the exposure they get in a school like this one, which is very established and networked, you will disadvantage that child. Anyhow, some mechanism must be found to maintain that child.
We have a lot of problems, and this is why I'm always talking family planning. We're in a catch-22. Here you are, when the government is trying to raise taxes, right, so that they can give you teachers, they can put nurses, doctors, and then the wage bill goes up, we're complaining. When we don't have enough teachers, we are complaining. When we don't have medicines, we're complaining. Yes. So we need to find the balance. The fact that majority of our Kenyans are not in gainful employment, right? Almost 70 to 80% are in the Jokali trade. And right now with the housing project, there's an ecosystem that's being created, because a lot of Jokalis are getting a lot of business doing windows and doors and work. I feel that, to get out of that hole, it's going to take a lot. So for me, I feel that if you are already struggling to pay your child's primary education, secondary education, university, please don't add another child. And then talk to your children, because you're finding that here in a family, you've got a single mom with a daughter of 15 or 18 who's already pregnant, and she hasn't finished school. So the cycle continues. So we need to try and figure out how we plan families so that we can be able to economically cater for them. Because I saw the debate on sanitary towels and taxation. I feel that people who can afford to pay the high price for sanitary towels, once they pay that tax, the government then uses that tax to be able to buy sanitary towels to give free to the other students. So we can't bash everything. We need to find a balance that can sustain everyone. And the rich and the middle class always carry the majority. And we need to be able to actually make sure that the majority are aware of the fact that they have to take responsibilities for their families. I went to a family where they had a disabled child, and there was 8 children, and each of those 8 children, there were 5, 6 girls in their family. All of them have 2, 3 children. So I got them a house because of their disabled brother. And every landlord complains, because in that 2-bedroom house that I got for the brother, until we can get him a social house, we've got about 15 children. And none of them can even pay 1,000 shillings towards the rent. They can hardly feed their brother. They can hardly look after themselves, but they're producing children every year. So we have to educate our children. How's your situation with teenage pregnancies, especially when they go back to school? On holiday?
No, we don't have that problem.
You don't?
Maybe in a year you may get only one girl
case
that has got into it.
Teenage pregnancy?
Yes.
Right.
I think in a school like this one, like I told you, in a school like this you find the resources for mentorship, life skills, because of the network and the standard and the level of the school, there's so much resource that empowers the girls. So rarely will you get them into such
that
circumstances.
situation, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how we can get schools to adopt, but I hear you about the day schools, how we can get schools to adopt another school, so that you take a school that is not doing so well and you mentor it within your vicinity. This one, I've already found one. I'm going to find one for you. Let's have a quick run through the resource center.
Yes. Of the school. Yes.
The boundary wall of the school. All right. So you have a bakery.
This is supposed to be a bakery. Yeah, washrooms over there.
But if you're baking and you have social hall here,
It's not a must that we use it later, even as a bakery. It can be something else. Like that room, when we have not moved those things, whenever we have moved those things, so we are able to serve the guests from there.
yeah, it's true.
Something like that.
Can we go up? Or?
Yes, you can.
So these are the 6 classrooms on this floor.
No, this floor has 3,
Uh-huh.
and then the upper floor has 3.
So here's 2,
1,
3, and these are
these are offices and washrooms.
offices and washrooms.
Yeah, that's the
And that?
emergency door,
Emergency
spiral
door.
staircase,
Okay.
going down, and it's closed.
Yeah, that's okay, beautiful. Right on the highway. Nice. Very, look, I'm sure when the CS comes, he'll be very impressed. And he will find the money. And I would also be appealing to Kenyans to help us complete this resource center.
Pray we would
I know.
have this building.
I know. I want Kenyans to stop complaining and start complimenting. So 60 million.
60 million will be set.
So this is the
This
3,
is class 4, let's say 4.
5, 6. Okay. It's very little to finish. Why? I mean, where are they using the 60 million, including furnishing?
Okay, furnishing may not be in the 60 million.
Tell me about these desks. I
These
see
are-
this. I see this in every school that I go.
Yes,
Right,
because
this-
now we are operating with 3 classes, not 4. We only have Form 4, Form 3, Form 2. So
There's no
if Form
Form
1s were here, this is what they would use. The furniture.
So tell me something. If I got a fundi, right, and we repaired this, okay, and we get, you need them for these classrooms in the future.
Yes,
You need them for these classrooms in the future.
yes.
Right. I was saying.
Because we are even think, you see, like we are going to exit 350 students.
Yeah.
And Form 1s definitely will come when they are more
Yeah.
than the 350. So we'll still need the furniture at one point.
We need workshops.
Yes.
So we can get some of our fundis to work. Within every locality we have a workshop. Because of broken furniture, whatever you need. This is taking us up to the terrace.
Yes.
So which one will be the ICT hub? One of those clusters?
No. Let's go up. So the other the total of because what we were using last year. Because we had more for one.
Yes. Oh wow, so this is like the whole downstairs.
Yes.
This will be the ICT
This
hub.
is even bigger than the whole downstairs.
Yeah, because it's all right from one end to the other.
Yes, one is the other. So this can be a library or an ICT setup, but you will see there is another hall like it upstairs. Yes.
So
It's best if you walk to the top,
Pende.
then you'll be able to appreciate exactly what there is. You will love it more when we go up.
Even higher.
Yes.
This is another room.
So we have one directory, the other one.
Before the president gives out all his computers, we need to make sure we get
Like I
computers
need
here.
to bring them here.
How many do you need?
I have, for example, like I need 50. For now, I need 50.
So I will talk to them to see if we can get you 50. Have you got the room to put the 50?
Yes.
Sawa.
I need 50.
50.
Because the candidates I have are double last year.
Sawa. 50
I need
computers, loading, and you got the space
Yes.
before we finish this.
Yes.
Now up is the terrace.
This is where we are going to have the open terrace.
So you can come and do things.
You can do things here. You can party here.
The whole grounds.
Yes.
Fantastic. Have you got a basketball pitch?
Yes, we have a basketball there.
Oh yeah. Okay. Great. You're the ones who need one.
Now you're able to see the whole school. Come and show you the
Robert,
school
what
from
is the
here.
time? No, our colleague has a 7.
Where we have that safari commerce. That safari commerce is one and then staff quarters on that side. That block is a staff quarters. You see that block? Those are staff quarters. The line of staff quarters.
Great. Okay, so we're leaving because today. All right. Okay. So where is our direct education? Abukuja useme kitu. Sema kitu. Appeal. Introduce yourself.
My name is James Koigi, Sub-County Director of Education in Makadara. Actually, I'm very impressed with the development initiative from our Mama County and also the way she has been able to move, looking at all the challenges we have in various schools, which is very good. We have been to BD, where she has done marvelous. And the classes is ensuring they get completed will be of great relief to the overcrowded children in the existing classes. And also in this structure in Buruburu Girls, which is supposed to be a multi-purpose structure, so center, she has also taken up to ensure that is completed. It's a structure which will be of great use, particularly now when we require various curriculum-based education, which is moving to senior school next year. And we appeal that whoever can assist to ensure that it's completed to come and join up with the Madam County and ensure that it is done. Otherwise, I'm very happy with the initiative and our energy in ensuring that various programs which particularly touch on the girls, women and persons with disability are succeeding in competition, up to the competition. Otherwise, I'm very happy.
Ushawahi kupanda hapa juu? Leo nimekupeleka juu ya resource center.
Nimejaribu sana leo.
Yeah, so let me tell you what. First of all, I have to commend you, commend the parents, commend the teachers for the good work that you're doing for our girls. You know, I mean, keeping them in a safe space and giving them the best quality education, we cannot thank you enough. You know, I always say that your mother is one and your second mother is your teacher and your school, because our children spend so much time with you. So I want to thank you for that. You know, when I spoke to the CS yesterday and I said, look, we have to go into a Buruburu Girls because I really want that resource center complete, I decided to come with the film crew so that we can actually take all the videos, so I can make him see what is required here. I'd like a letter on the 50 computers so we can try and get them for you as quickly as possible. Yeah, so I think together we can achieve anything. So I want Kenyans out there, please, you know, we can work together and we can achieve so much. The government can only do so much, and it's got a lot of projects that it's doing, and we need to also pull together with parents and teachers. You might not have a child here, but one day you might have a grandchild here. One day you might have your neighbor's child here, or your sister's child here, or just another child. I mean, at the end of the day, when I decided to put the 12 classroom block at BD Primary, I wasn't thinking about me or my children. I was thinking about Kenyan children out there that require that fair chance to have an amazing education and to be able to study without the congestion. I mean, you saw in BD Primary 90 students in a class. That's not on. So it's all the children we're making, 90 in a class. Classrooms are not growing fast enough, so we need to work together. Let's remember, our country can only get better if we all pull together. So I will be talking to you about how you can support very soon. Just send me the architectural drawings.
I will.
Right, so I can have a look at them.
I will.
But I also want to send you an architect who will come and spend some time here, right, and give us an artist impression, so we have something to show. Because I'm going to go out there and start looking for that 60 million. And my dear friend down there, she's got a prosthetic leg, so she can climb up, is going to also try and find us some funding.
Thank you.
Do you have any words to say? Last words?
My last word is that God is awesome for our school and we are promising to do the best. I am one person that is also bent to ensure that the girls do the very best. We are looking into sharing our resources over the world, that we are not confining our girls and we are not training them for just our country, but they will go to explore even in the world. So any support that could come our way, it's so welcome, and we are so grateful at the energy that I see with you. It actually encourages me to do even more and more for the girls. And I want to believe that even as we walk out, you will say hi to the girls, even if it's one classroom.
Okay.
So that they get that energy, the psych, and
one classroom. But I also want
a form
the
4
list,
class that is
the
just
form
on
4
the way.
class, the form 4 class and their arrears from year 1, year 2. You give me the name, year 1, year 2, year 3, and where their parents live, and the mom's number or the dad's number. I want to follow up. I want to see, right, what can we do to bridge that gap, right? And I think what we have to do is, you know, when you ask parents lump sum, it's very difficult. But if you come up with a standard that you have to pay 1,000 every month or 2,000 every month without fail, you know, but then sometimes I feel, you know, as you're saying, if they can't afford the boarding, they can take the child to a day school. But let's look at how between myself and Mheshimiwa Ladwa, we can pool CDF and make sure that those Form 4s do not miss school.
Usually, let me also say a disclaimer on that statement. that when a child experiences a school like this one, and then you're telling them now move to a day school,
It's impossible.
it's traumatizing to that child.
Yeah.
Having experienced the kind of facilities that their area,
But you know,
interaction, the standards,
I know that's why. But
it
the thing
becomes
is,
very traumatic.
For me, sending them home, like right now, I have a student that I actually escalated to the CS yesterday. He's a Form 4 student. He's here in Nairobi for 25,000 shillings. Capitation is going, and I felt that that was wrong. And then it's also the transport. Unapigiwa simu unaambia George kwa mtoto wako, and it's a country. So we have challenges, and for me, I just hope that we reach a point where our secondary schooling is free, so that we can actually not send a child home. But then if we want free secondary schools, and we want enough teachers in our schools, and we want books for our students, and we want adequate classrooms for our students, we can't complain about taxes. Because we have to be able to have a little tax, because how else is government supposed to support the whole learning institution for your children? All right, so let's find the balance. Don't be swayed into paralyzing your government, because right now we're in that space where there's very little money for development. Everything is going into debt repayment, recurrent expenditure, and then we have very little for development, and we need more classrooms. We need to finish this resource center. We need money, and that will come from development. So I think the president has his heart on the right side, and we just need to support him, because he is the president, so that we can achieve what we need to achieve for the remaining years of his term. And then 2027, Kenyans will decide. But for right now, let's support the president so he can work for us. Yeah.
True.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.